Thanks, everyone. Interesting to come from Hamburg to Moscow, where I had never been, and it's a fantastic city. Yesterday, I had a small tour across some stores to get a little bit familiar with the retail in Russia, which, of course, I didn't know before. I saw some stores, and just to make a summit from it, they are not very different from all the stores I knew all over the world. They are not even very different from China, where I have been the last couple of weeks also. I understood this summit is designed according to the problems on the markets you face in Russia right now. And you are talking about, I understood, about reduced consumption, reduced sales maybe. And you're thinking about you have to reduce cost, perhaps also restructure, and possibly this is an opportunity to start thinking about such subjects also, especially on reducing cost and restructure. As a preface, just where I want to talk about, I choose just the subject restructuring, and I wouldn't talk about financial models. There's enough specialists from the banking, they can tell you. I want to discuss what I consider necessary according to restructuring issues. And my assumption is that some subjects in the retail in Russia, as I said, are not very different from many other countries. But there are real challenges all the time. And afterwards, I want to give you some answers from all over the world, what others are doing. So I got only 10 minutes, and this is very short time to convince everyone. Restructuring challenges, what's that? Assumption to current retail in Russia once more. I saw all the formats you see everywhere. You see hypermarkets, supermarkets, convenience stores, a little bit missing hard retail stores like Aldi, where I will be talking about. And also I saw from the papers the financials are not that bad, at least in the past, the numbers I saw. And of course, there is challenges everywhere in the world, and currently, especially in Russia. As I said, all formats I saw, do they all have the same problems? Do customers really change? I have a lot of doubt about this. I don't think customers change. You see problems everywhere in the world. They are talking, we have problems, customer change. The world changes. We have e-commerce. We have more competition. Huge problems everywhere. But what I recognized as a real potential problem also not only in China, and in Russia. Many of the chains are running different formats. They don't concentrate on one. They run hypermarkets, supermarkets, convenience stores next to each other. And what I also recognized yesterday, also the same as in Western Europe, as an example, or in China, the shelves are full of stock, full, onto the very top to the customer. And behind, a lot of stock. Have you ever thought about working capital? Just to mention, Aldi and other hard discounters are running a stock warehouse plus store for only 20 days. And suppliers get monies after 40 days or 60 days. My answers, to make it short, all faced are with the same problems. Too many formats. They don't concentrate. You can look at Tesco from Great Britain, at Metro, many others, they don't concentrate. Peter Drucker, who maybe 50 years ago invented something like what we call management. And he said, the real problem everyone faces is they don't concentrate. They think they can do everything, and so they don't do anything really excellent. And what are they doing? And you are doing it today, I guess. You look at numbers. Numbers, numbers. Forget numbers. Think of your business model. Think of your customer. Reducing cost instead of questioning the business model. The business model is the real issue. Some general principles. Again, the business model. Why should the customer come into your stores? Why are you different? Where are you different from others? And the second, it's organization, it's systems, it's how you do. And the third, as Matsushita, the founder of Panasonic, once said, it's not good or bad luck what you are facing and what is creating good results in your operation, profit or loss. It's not good or bad luck. And it's not only the economy of today in Russia. It's the system of your management. It's the system how you do. Some answers from Aldi. You have heard of Aldi, maybe. This is the inventor of what we call hard discount. Hard discount. Established in more than 20 countries with sales of, in rubles, I tried to convert 1,700 billion rubles only in Germany, 1,700. This probably is much more than Magnet is doing in Russia. Also, about the ALDI system, I want you to understand, I'm talking about system. This is what made them so successful during more than 50 years. And this is not what they are doing today. If you go somewhere and see an Aldi, it's different from former times. But I'm suggesting to think of the system, what made them successful. They started and were working with 600 items only, all the time. I was engaged creating BIM in Turkey from scratch. Also Biedronka in Poland, which belongs to Jerónimo Martins in Portugal. BIM started with $22 million investment from the shareholders. Today, out of these 22 million, they have a stock value, market cap, of $7 billion US dollars, 22 million to 70 billion. The important subject is what is behind the curtain, and this is what I call the secrets. You can go to a store and see what's going on, you can count the items, but how they do? And the answer is, it's a clear, very clear business model. And the business model means limited assortment, daily consumption, lowest cost, lowest price, highest quality. Very easy to understand for everyone, on the floor, in the store and everywhere. A certain corporate culture. Each of your operations has a certain corporate culture. But which culture is this? Corporate culture is just to say how we do it, and so we don't do it. This is corporate culture. This is regulations. This is, in discount, it's going into the details. The CEO is going into the store with an agenda with certain subjects to check. Things, what happened in Volkswagen, as you read about, never could be happen in an Aldi, because they know the details. And it's a culture of responsibility and a culture of unlimited decentralization. Looking at Russia, this huge country, you need decentralization. I don't know how you work, how centralized your decisions are. I learned, not knowing Russia very well, that at the same time you can have summer and winter at the same time. So you need differentiation. You need decentralization. And what is very common, what is very important, get rid of all the nice-to-haves, all the consultants and others. I am one of them, but excuse me, don't ask the consultants, use your own brain. Get rid of staff departments. Never, or think about at least what is the real target. Think about whether you need a marketing department. Marketing is done by the boss, by the head people. This is what Helmut Maucher from Nestle was saying. He wrote a book, Marketing is up to the boss, not making flyers. Think of whether you need a controlling department. You may need it for the stock exchange and for the analysts, but not running the operation. Do you need a market research department? Think about what your customers are asking because you are on the same level, you know. No budgeting, no bonus systems, no cemeteries of numbers and big data. This is one of the modern issues, big data, more data, more data. The nice to haves which we have in our computers. There was a wonderful idea which I saw from an American designer. He said, not less is more, but just enough is more. And the details show the essentials. Another example from BIM, out of the practice. When we started BIM, 1995, we had to know, and this is the essence of retail, we had to know what is our assortment. And we said, assortment, let's start with 400 items. And I explained the principles. Daily consumption, not more than 400. Sugar, milk, rice, beer, things like that. And don't have each item in double sizes, and so on. Don't have different products from, or the same product from different brand manufacturers. So, people understood, and I said, okay, there's 6 guys. You understood how to do. You take the detergents, you take the soft drinks, you take rice and so on, and you take the whatever products, and then please take your wives, go to the hypermarket, and buy what you think should be in our stores. After 2 days, they came back, and we presented it in our office on the floor with some ale in between for the customers, and we discussed every single article. And the category managers, the purchasing department, took their notes, and we discussed there's missing an article, or we don't need this. And at the end, a couple of hours, we said, okay, go ahead, and then look for suppliers who can make contracts with us on these items. Before, they had asked Nielsen and the Turkish research group and paid $80,000 for it, and I said, I can't read Turkish, so let's go this way. This is how you can run your operation. And now I say good luck to all of you. And never forget this sentence. Why should they come into my store? And what Seneca said. Only very few pictures. This is a normal supermarket, as you know. Same we can find in Moscow. 10 to 50,000 items. This is an Aldi store in Washington, D.C., on boxes, on pallets. This is a BIM store in Turkey, just after the opening. So many people come. And this is a distribution center. You cannot see shelves and everything on the floor. It's totally different. And this is what we wrote about the system, bare essentials, the Aldi success story. So I hope you could take some ideas with you, and good luck with maybe some reconstruction. Thank you.
Спасибо, Дитер. Возможно, у наших участников будут какие-то к Дитеру вопросы. Hold on, could you just stay there for a second? Probably there would be some questions coming too. Коллеги? Вопросов нет. А можно тогда вопрос я от себя задам? Вот вы признанный специалист в области дискаунтерного формата торговли. Возможно, у вас была возможность изучить то, как работает российский рынок. Есть ли какие-то идеи, рекомендации, мысли вашим российским коллегам, которые вы могли поделиться, помимо того, что нужно от всего избавиться и делать всякие иные вещи, о которых вы сказали в своей презентации? Спасибо.
Again, number one, whatever you do, whether you are a retailer or manufacturer, what is my business model? And take the Toyota example. Toyota says, ask 5 times why. And after the 5th why, you know. Why should the customer buy my car as an automotive industry? Why should they buy my products? I can tell you yesterday, and this is the additional subjects. Yesterday, this is one thing I always do, going into a supermarket, I just count the different items of toilet paper. Toilet paper, because it's easy to understand toilet paper. You don't need to understand the ingredients and whatever. Yesterday, the first Magnet, X5 hypermarket, hard to count, by the way, and I didn't like to take too much time, between 30 and 40 different items of toilet paper. This is number one I would suggest to think about. Not only toilet paper, this is up to all the products. And even the smaller supermarkets I saw, 15 different toilet papers. I am sure you don't need more than 5. Think about it. And this multiplied by all the other items, this is number one, and this is also together with the business model. And then think about the extremely full shelves, full of quantities, just quantities. So if you start this way, this can help. And the second, and this is one of the secrets everyone knows, many books about it, how you organize your management team and your operation, your personnel responsibilities. We always worked with job descriptions, and they show my authority and my responsibility. And then we have a system of checks and trust. If you get the trust, please go ahead. One example. There was a famous book in America written by Peters and Waterman, In Search of Excellence. They wanted to understand how excellent corporations did work. And they presented a nice similar thing out of the history. Why was the Roman Empire that successful? And the answer was because there was no telephone, no train, no plane. Today they would say, and no IT. They couldn't report every day how many British, Germans, whatever they had killed. They couldn't give morning reports. They just were educated at the Roman system, and then they were sent over the Alps and said, okay, go and do your job. And so I would suggest, think of your business model, systems, and so on, and then go somewhere to the whatever northeast of Russia and do your job. I trust you. And sometimes I come and check.
All right. Спасибо большое. Вопросы из
Есть
зала, да?
Вопрос у меня есть, да.
Давайте.
Добрый день, Дитер. Спасибо большое за очень интересное выступление. Особенно этот пример с выбором товарной матрицы в обход исследовательских всяких историй. Собственно, я хочу задать вопрос. Я занимаюсь профессиональной настройкой атмосферы в in-store, в торговых помещениях. Мне интересно ваше мнение по поводу вообще пользы атмосферы и влияния атмосферы на продажи, на поведение покупательское, вообще на пользу ритейл-бизнесу.
I think exactly, almost same answer, again up to your business model. I also visited GUM yesterday. Isn't it fantastic? I haven't seen this anywhere in the world. It's fantastic. And there you have totally different psychological climate and things like this. You also have different people on the floor serving the customers. Totally different as in a hard discount store where you only put pallets and you don't discuss to customers. So this makes always the difference. And people are talking about we have to restructure. We have to think about service. What service do you mean? This is always 5 times why. I don't know, we don't have so much time. But I have a good example on 5 times why. Yeah? Toyota. In the fabric, there is an oil spot on the floor. Why? The subjects which keep it together, they failed. Missing the words. So it dropped down from the engines. Why? Yes, because we bought new subjects, the purchasing department. Why? Yes, because they could decrease the purchase price. Why? Because the purchasing department gets a bonus system for lower purchase prices. So what happened in the fabric was because of a bonus system. And this again and again, put 5 times why.
Спасибо.
Thank you so much. Переходим, соответственно, к нашему следующему выступлению. Дитер, большое спасибо.
Thank you.
Записано в студии СаундСервис.